Is that Brandon? Yes it is. Hello and welcome to my new YouTube video. So in this video, I'm actually collaborating with another YouTuber. You've probably seen her on the channel before. Not very much, because I think I've been on her channel more than she's been on mine. But as 2020 is this new year, and actually because we're now pretty much a little way through January already, I thought I would do a collaboration video with her. We planned this back in, I think, October 2019, but we never actually got round to filming it because I was very stressed. I think she had things going on, so today is the day that we're going to be filming it. So basically what we decided to do is a collaboration video to see how much I know about Scotland. Now, bells are going off. What we decided to do was actually, for our collaboration, she wanted to test me on what I knew about Scotland. Now, all I have open is the pictures that she actually sent me, and that's all I'm going to be looking at. I haven't got any time to go on social media. I haven't got any time to sort of look for the answers to actually, I think there are 16 questions? 16 questions. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer all 16 questions as accurately and as honestly as I can. Then I'm going to message Louise for the answers, and I'm going to see how many of them I got right. Bear in mind, I'm not from Scotland. I don't really have any other friends apart from Louise, and I think a couple of people I used to work with from Scotland, so it's literally to me from general knowledge what I can remember.
The first question for you, Brandon, is what is the Scottish national flag called? Is it A, the Union flag? Is it B, the Union Jack? Is it C, the saltire?
Now I feel like the Union Jack is what we've got. Never heard of a Union flag, so I'm going to say C, the saltire.
Question number 2. What is the capital city of Scotland? Is it A, Edinburgh? Is it B, Perth? Is it C, Aberdeen? Or is it D, Glasgow?
I know straight away I can rule out Perth, because whenever I think of countries, I always try and do country, comma, city, and I've never seen Scotland, comma, Perth. Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland, Aberdeen, Glasgow. I think it's either Edinburgh or Glasgow. I'm going to say A, Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh or Glasgow, so if I've got it wrong, then obviously the other one was the answer, but I'm going to say capital city of Scotland. I'm going to say Edinburgh, and fingers crossed my general knowledge that I've got that right.
Number 3. What is Scotland's national animal? Is it A, the Highland cow? Is it B, the Loch Ness monster? Is it C, the unicorn? Is it D, the eagle?
Never heard of a Highland cow, but I think she's probably trying to deter me. Like, I think she's trying to get me to say that answer because sort of like Scotland are quite up high, they're high land, cows associated with Scotland. I'm not going to fall for that, so it's not A, it's not B. Unicorn, they're not real, so I'm going to say D, the eagle, just based on that.
Number 4. Which of these words might you use to describe someone from Scotland? Is it A, a Scot? Is it B, Scotlandish? Is it C, a Scotlander?
I've never heard of a Scotlandish, a Scot. I've heard of a Scotsman. I'm going to say A, a Scot.
Question number 5. Who is Scotland's national poet? Is it A, Dylan Thomas? Is it B, Robert Burns? Is it C, William Shakespeare? Or is it D, James Joyce?
Now, out of the 4 of those, I've only heard of William Shakespeare. I think I actually used to know someone called Robert Burns. I feel like there's a celebrity called James Joyce, but again, it's probably not that same person. National poet, William Shakespeare. I don't think he was from Scotland. I'm going to say Robert Burns. B, Robert Burns, just because I don't think it is William Shakespeare, and if it is, I'm going to be kicking myself because that's the only person on there that I knew.
Number 6. What is a neep? Is it A, an animal? Is it B, a vegetable? Is it C, a musical instrument? Is it D, an alcoholic drink?
A neep. So, would you stroke a neep? Would you eat a neep? Would you play on a neep? Or would you absolutely down a neep? I don't think it's a drink. I don't think it's an animal. I feel like if it was an animal, I would have known about it, because even some of the weirdest animals I know about. A vegetable? I'm going to say B, a vegetable. A neep, because I feel like we've got a lot of weird named vegetables and weird named foods, but I don't think it's an animal, I don't think it's an instrument, and I certainly don't think it's a drink. I feel like it, potentially it could be a drink. I'm going to say B, vegetable. I'm going to stick with my gut instinct, and hopefully I've got that right.
Number 7. A Cayley is A, an extinct volcano, B, a mythical sea serpent, or is it C, a Scottish ghost? Scottish ghost? Or is it D, a traditional Scottish dance?
Well, I can't even say the bloomin' word, so I don't think I'd be using it, even if I could pronounce it. Don't know. A ghost could be. A serpent could be. An extinct volcano. No. A Scottish dance. It pretty much sounds like it could be a mythical sea serpent, a ghost, or a dance. I don't think it's going to be volcanoes. I've ruled that answer out. In terms of the other three then, I don't think it's going to be a mythical sea serpent. Otherwise it would have been maybe that sort of thing that populates the social media world. A ghost or a dance. I'm going to say a traditional Scottish dance. D, a traditional Scottish dance. I feel like ghosts sometimes can have names, but it doesn't sound scary enough to be a ghost. So just based on that, D, a traditional Scottish dance.
Number 8. Which is Scotland's longest river? Is it A, Clyde? Is it B, the Tay? Or is it C, Tummel?
I'm going to say Clyde. I feel like that name just rings a bell for some reason, so just based on that, I'm just going to say Clyde.
Number 9. Which is the oldest university of Scotland? Is it A, the University of Edinburgh? Is it B, the University of Glasgow? Is it C, the University of St Andrews? Or is it D, the University of Strathclyde?
Absolutely no idea. The oldest, so what's been around for the longest? Strathclyde sounds old, but it could probably be one of the most recent ones. Glasgow, Edinburgh, Andrew, any of them. I think because it's been named after a saint, I'm going to go for C, the University of St Andrews. Now, I'm not sure if that's why you put that one in there to sort of distract me, or if that is the right answer, and my logic was right, but I feel like because it's been named after somebody, it must have been around for a long enough amount of time. Don't know, I'm going to say C.
Number 10. What do Scottish people celebrate on December 31st? That is today. I'm filming this on December 31st, guys. Whoop whoop. Is it A, Hogmanay? Is it B, Burns Night?
Burns Night's fireworks night, so I don't think that's the end of December, so I'm going to say A, Hogmanay. I don't actually know how to pronounce that either, but out of those two, Burns Night, fireworks night, yeah, A.
Number 11. What is Scotland's national emblem? I'll put the word on screen because I suck at I suck at reading out words because of my learning abilities, so if I'm getting words wrong, that's why. Please don't judge me for it, not that you would, but just putting that out there, if I get words wrong or mixed up or anything, that's why. I'm doing my best, promise. Is it A, the rose? Is it B, the shamrock? Is it C, the thistle? Or is it D, the daffodil?
Don't think it's a daffodil. Don't think it's a rose. A shamrock or a thistle? I feel like it could be either. I'm going to say B, the shamrock, just because I feel like I know quite a lot of Scottish singers and personnel, and I don't ever see them talking about thistles. I mean, I don't really hear them talking about shamrocks either, but I remember there was some celebrity that got given a shamrock, and I don't know if it's because she was Scottish or if she was given it just because it was relating to Scotland's national emblem. I don't know, but I'm going to say B, the shamrock.
Number 12. When is St Andrew's Day? Is it A, November the 30th? Is it B, November 31st? Is it C, the 1st of May? Or is it D, the 25th of January?
So St Andrews popped up again, which has made me even more confident that my other answer's right. But when is St Andrew's Day? I feel like it's during the middle of the year, and the only one in the middle of the year is May. If it would have happened in November, I'm sure I would have seen some posts about it. January, I feel like it's a little bit too early. Or actually, it is on the way, so I don't know. I'm going to say C, 1st of May. Because I feel like if it was going to be in January, I would have seen Scottish people tweeting and posting about it. If it was November, then there would have been talks about it when Thanksgiving was happening in America, that actually St Andrew's Day was happening in Scotland. So just based on that logic, I'm going to say C, 1st of May. Number
13. Where do smoked haddocks come from? AKA smokies, because in Scotland we would call that, oh, I'm going to get a smoky. I love the smokies for that place, they're amazing. I'll have a smoky. A smoky. Not a smoky, but a smoky. I bet that confused us. Is it A, Aberdeen? Is it B, Oban? Is it C, Arbroath? Or is it D, Peterhead?
So smoked haddocks, so I feel like they're quite expensive. I feel like they can only come from a certain place. I don't know. I'm going to say A, Aberdeen, because out of the four of them, I think Aberdeen and Arbroath are the two that I've heard the most, so I'm just going to say A, Aberdeen.
14. If a Scot says you're havering, what does it mean? Is it A, being weak? Is it B, being unfaithful to your partner? Is it C, talking utter nonsense? Is it D, being drunk?
Again, the fact that she's actually put if a Scot, well, that's what you call Scottish people, so I know I've definitely got 1 point. Havering, is it being weak, being unfaithful, talking nonsense, or being drunk? Well, if I'm havering right now, then that would mean talking nonsense, but I feel like it could mean being drunk, being absolutely off of your head, you're in a position that you're not sort of stable. It doesn't sound like a weak word, it doesn't sound like an unfaithful word. Nonsense, I feel like there'd be a more aggressive word for that, so I think it's being drunk. I'm going to just say havering is like you're all over the joint, don't know what you're doing, you're an idiot.
Number 15. In Scottish mythology, what is a kelpie? A giant. B, a water horse. C, a dragon. Or D, a goblin.
So, mythology, obviously not real. A kelpie. Kelpie the giant, kelpie the horse, kelpie the dragon, kelpie the goblin. For me, it's shouting goblin. I feel like it doesn't sound like a big enough person to be a giant, doesn't sound cute enough to be a horse, doesn't sound scary enough to be a dragon. So the only mischievous one left is a goblin. So mischievous kelpie. I'm going to say D, goblin.
And the last one, which is number 16. What is the largest lake in Scotland? A, Loch Ness. B, Loch Lomond. Or C, Loch Awe.
I feel like the Loch Ness isn't actually a lake. I feel like that's the Loch Ness Monster. But I'm not sure if it actually is an actual lake. Loch Lomond and Loch Awe. I'm going to say B, Loch Lomond. They are my 16 answers. So now it is over to Louise to reveal what the 16 answers are and actually whether I've got them correct and how many I've actually got correct. And then yeah, I might do a little quiz testing her on British knowledge. So over to you, Louise. How many did I get right?
How I'm going to do this is I am going to add up the score at the very end instead of going through one by one. Yeah, let's see how Brandon done and let's start reacting. I'm so excited. Okay, let's go.
Question 1. What is the Scottish national flag called? A, the Union flag, B, the Union Jack, or C, the saltire? Now I feel like the Union Jack is what we've got. Never heard of a Union flag, so I'm going to say C, the saltire. Number 2, what is the capital of Scotland? Is it A, Edinburgh, B, Perth, C, Aberdeen, or D, Glasgow? So I know straight away I can rule out Perth, because whenever I think of countries, I always try and do country, comma, city, and I've never seen Scotland, comma, Perth. Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland, Aberdeen, Glasgow. I think it's either Edinburgh or Glasgow. I'm going to say A, Edinburgh. It's Edinburgh or Glasgow, so if I've got it wrong, then obviously the other one was the answer, but I'm going to say capital city of Scotland. I'm going to say Edinburgh, and fingers crossed my general knowledge that I've got that right. Question 3. What is Scotland's national animal?
I'm also point out that I may be looking down sometimes, and that is because I have all of the answers in my notepad here, so if I'm looking down, I'm also looking at my phone and the answers, I suppose. So obviously I'm in my bedroom filming, as you can see, and I also have I have a boiler in my room, and it makes a lot of noise because the heating's on at night and it comes and it goes, so if you hear noises in the background, that is why. Just in case you can, don't worry, don't panic, it's just my boiler. It is the most annoying thing ever when I'm filming. Just wanted to put that out there. Anyway.
A, the Highland cow, B, the Loch Ness Monster, I don't think so, C, the unicorn, or D, the eagle. Never heard of a Highland cow, but I think she...
You've never... No. Brandon. Honey, you've never ever heard of a Highland cow before? You live in England. You're from the UK. How have you never heard of a Highland cow before? Everybody's heard of a Highland cow. I know American people that know what a Highland cow is. How do you not know what a Highland cow is? Oh my god. Like, you sound genuinely serious. Like, you're totally serious about this. Like, you've never heard of a Highland cow before. Okay, so for me, I I'm from Scotland, but I also live in the countryside of Scotland, so I am pretty much surrounded by farm animals all the time. I wouldn't say I live near Highland cows, but I definitely can tell you now that I have English friends and American friends who know what a Highland cow is. So I am very confused that you don't know what a Highland cow is, because everyone knows what it is, so like, how do you not know? I need you guys to comment down below if you've heard of a Highland cow before. Let's show Brandon what we know. And let's show Brandon how many of you out there know what a Highland cow is.
She's probably trying to deter me, like I think she's trying to get me to say the answer, because sort of like Scotland are quite up high, they're high land, cows associated with Scotland. I'm not going to fall for that, so it's not A, it's not B. Unicorn, they're not real, so I'm going to say D, the eagle, just based on that. Question 4. Which of these words might you use to describe somebody from Scotland? A, a Scot, B, a Scotlandish, or C, a Scotlander? I've never heard of a Scotlandish, a Scot. I've heard of a Scotsman. I'm going to say A, a Scot. Question 5. Who is Scotland's national poet? A, Dylan Thomas, B, Robert Burns, C, William Shakespeare, or D, James Joyce?
I also feel like this is one that is quite common knowledge in a way, so I feel like everybody has heard of Scotland's national poet, so I feel like that is general knowledge that everybody would know, not necessarily, you know, a Scottish person. Like, you don't have to be from Scotland to know this kind of information. If you get this wrong, I might go a little bit crazy. Because everybody knows this, okay? Like, this is such general knowledge, it's something that everybody in the world would know. So now I'm quite nervous to find out the answer, like, well, not the answer, but like to find out what Brandon thinks. Oh my god, like, see, because I'm wanting to do it all on like the very end, it's literally so hard to sit here and not give you all the answers like straight away. But anyway, let's continue.
I think I actually used to know someone called Robert Burns. I feel like there's a celebrity called James Joyce, but again, it's probably not that same person. National poet, William Shakespeare? I don't think he was from Scotland. I'm going to say Robert Burns.
No. He was definitely 100% not from Scotland.
B, Robert Burns, just because I don't think it is William Shakespeare, and if it is, I'm going to be kicking myself, because that's the only person on there that I knew. Number 6, what is a neep? A, an animal, B, a vegetable, C, a musical instrument, D, an alcoholic drink. So a neep. So, would you stroke a neep?
I mean, I think I'd be really worried if you could stroke a neep. Because a neep is not a pet, so you wouldn't exactly find a neep out in the street and go pet it, you know? Like, you wouldn't just randomly go, I'm gonna go stroke a neep right now. Like, no, it's not a thing. No, it's not a thing.
Would you eat a neep? Would you play on a neep? Or would you absolutely down a neep? I don't think it's a drink. So,
would you stroke a neep? Would you play on the neep? Or would you down a neep? That is definitely 3 things that I never ever thought I'd hear anyone say, but it's definitely a way to put it.
I don't think it's an animal. I feel like if it was an animal, I would have known about it, because even some of the weirdest animals I know about. A vegetable? I'm going to say B, a vegetable. A neep, because I feel like we've got a lot of weird named vegetables and weird named foods, but I don't think it's an animal, I don't think it's an instrument, and I certainly don't think it's a drink. I feel like it potentially could be a drink. I'm going to say B, vegetable. I'm going to stick with my gut instinct, and hopefully I've got that right. Question 7. A solilidith? A solilidith? Something like that. What is that? No idea.
Okay, so question number 7 is, what is a ceilidh? It is called a ceilidh. Now, this is something that obviously I know what it is, but I didn't know how to say it until about 3 months ago. Like, it's a word that I can say, but I can't read, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I can say it out loud, but to read it in front of me, I wouldn't be able to tell you that's what it is, because it looks like such a strange word, you know?
An extinct volcano. B, a mythical sea serpent. C, a Scottish ghost, or D, a traditional Scottish dance? Well, I can't even say the blooming word, so I don't think I'd be using it, even if I could pronounce it. Don't know.
Okay, but to be fair, it is quite a tongue twister. A Kaylee. Even I can struggle to say it sometimes, but it's called a Kaylee. A Kaylee.
Could be. A serpent could be. An extinct volcano. No. A Scottish dance. It pretty much sounds like it could be a mythical sea serpent, a ghost, or a dance. I don't think it's going to be volcanoes. I've ruled that answer out. In terms of the other three then, I don't think it's going to be a mythical sea serpent, otherwise it would have been maybe that sort of thing that populates the social media world. A ghost or a dance? I'm going to say a traditional Scottish dance. D, a traditional Scottish dance. I feel like ghosts sometimes can have names, but it doesn't sound scary enough to be a ghost, so just based on that, D, a traditional Scottish dance. 8, which is Scotland's longest river? A, Clyde, B, Tay, or C, Tummel? I'm going to say Clyde. I feel like that name just rings a bell for some reason, so...
I'm also going to add in here that my general Scottish knowledge isn't that great either, and this is a question that I really struggle with personally. I had to learn this for myself because I had not one Scooby-Doo what the answer was, so I had to do a lot of research within this one to find out the correct answer, because I was like so confused. I was like, I really don't know what the longest river in Scotland is. It's like massive effort to Brandon for trying, because if I had not been researching that one, I definitely would not have known the answer. So I didn't know that off the top of my head. Like, I had to do a lot of research to find out that one, so. But again, we'll see at the very end how Brandon did.
Just based on that, I'm just going to say Clyde. Number 9, which is the oldest university of Scotland? A, the University of Edinburgh, B, the University of Glasgow, C, the University of St Andrews, or D, the University of Strathclyde? Absolutely no idea. The oldest, so what's been around for the longest? Strathclyde sounds old, but it could probably be one of the most recent ones. Glasgow, Edinburgh, Andrew, any of them. I think because it's been named after a saint, I'm going to go for C, the University of St Andrews. Now, I'm not sure if that's why you put that one in there to sort of distract me, or if that is the right answer, and my logic was right, but I feel like because it's been named after somebody, it must have been around.
No, okay. So I did try and put in a little bit of a distraction within some of these questions, just to kind of throw you off just like a little bit. I feel like a lot of these questions have the answer within the question themselves if you really look for the keywords. So I feel like the question kind of answers itself. But saying that, I'm not the smartest person around, and I didn't know the answer to all of these either.
D. What do Scottish people celebrate on December the 31st? A, Hogmanay, or B, Burns Night? Burns Night's fireworks night, so I don't think that's at the end of December, so I'm going to say A, Hogmanay. I don't actually know how to pronounce that either, but out of those two, Burns Night, fireworks night, yeah, A. Number 11, what is Scotland's national emblem? A, the rose, B, the shamrock, C, the thistle, or D, the daffodil? Don't think it's a daffodil.
Did you just... Brandon, no, honey. Brandon, did you just say that fireworks night is on December 31st? Because we're wrong. The 5th of November is fireworks night. Have you never heard the famous saying that goes around every year? Remember, the 5th of November. Everybody knows it. It's like, how do you... Brandon, you're from the UK.
Don't think it's a rose. A shamrock or a thistle? I feel like it could be either. I'm going to say B, the shamrock, just because I feel like I know quite a lot of Scottish like singers and personnel, and I don't ever see them talking about thistles. I mean, I don't really hear them talking about shamrocks either, but I remember there was some celebrity that got given a shamrock. I don't know if it's because she was Scottish or if she was given it just because it was relating to Scotland's national emblem. I don't know, but I'm going to say B, the shamrock. Number 2, when is St Andrew's Day? Is it A, November the 30th, B, November the 31st, C, the 1st of May, or D, January the 25th? So St Andrews pops up again, which has made me even more confident that my other answer was right. But when is St Andrew's Day?
It's kind of funny that you've noticed that. Like, I did kind of put that in a little bit twice, but I was like, I don't know if you would actually click and like notice it, or if you would just like go right past it. But it's a good thing that you noticed that.
I I feel like it's during the middle of the year, and the only one in the middle of the year is May. If it would have happened in November, I'm sure I would have seen some posts about it. January, I feel like it's a little bit too early. Or actually, it is on the way, so I don't know. I'm going to say C, 1st of May. Because I feel like if it was going to be in January, I would have seen Scottish people tweeting and posting about it. If it was November, then there would have been talks about it when Thanksgiving was happening in America, that actually St Andrew's Day was happening in Scotland. So just based on that logic, I'm going to say C, 1st of May. Question 13. Where do smoked haddocks come from? So, A, Aberdeen, B, Oban, C, Arbroath, or D,
Oban. It's pronounced Oban, as if you're saying it with an IN instead of an AN. So you wouldn't say it Oban. You would say as it's called Oban. O-B-I-N. It's not spelled like that, it's O-B-A-N. But as a Scottish person, we pronounce it as Oban. Yeah, I don't understand either, but that's how we pronounce it. Our brows. I love that. So if you don't already know, then Arbroath is my all-time favourite place in the UK. In Scotland anyway. It's the place that I've gone on holiday to since I was about 4 or 5 years old. So if you want to see more, then you can check out my Arbroath vlog I have on my channel. It's under playlists and under vlogs. I vlogged my summer basically, and it took me so long to put that together. So if you want to see what Arbroath looks like and my experiences with Arbroath, then you can find it on my channel.
So I feel like they're quite expensive. I feel like they can only come from a certain place. I don't know. I'm going to say A, Aberdeen, because out of the 4 of them, I think Aberdeen and Arbroath are the 2 that I've heard the most. So I'm just going to say A, Aberdeen.
Yeah, I would kind of say that they do come from more or less quite a specific place, and they are totally the best things in the entire freaking world for this one amazing place. Like, there is no other ones like it. Like, pretty much everybody would travel up to that place just to get them from that certain place. It's so hard not to give it the answer straight away. Okay, I'm trying to make you wait and it's so difficult.
Question 14. If a Scot says you are havering, what are they accusing you of? A, being weak, B, being unfaithful to your partner, C, talking nonsense, or D, being drunk. And again, the fact that she's actually put if a Scot, well, that's what you call Scottish people, so I know I've definitely got 1 point.
Already I can see you're noticing those little bits. Like, I did kind of try not to give the answers away, but at the same time I wanted to give you little hints, little clues along the way to see if you'd pick them up or not, and so far you've pretty much picked them all up, so congratulations for noticing. You're such a detective, like you're just working this whole entire little puzzle. I like it.
If I'm havering right now, then that would mean talking nonsense.
It isn't havering, it is havering. Havering, or havering. In Scottish, we would just say havering. We're havering. Oh, that guy is havering.
But I feel like it could mean being drunk. Being absolutely off of your head, you're in a position that you're not sort of stable. It doesn't sound like a weak word. It doesn't sound like an unfaithful word. Nonsense? I feel like there'd be a more aggressive word for that. So I think it's being drunk. I'm going to just say havering is like you're all over the joint, don't know what you're doing, you're an idiot. 15. In Scottish mythology, what is a kelpie? A, a giant, B, a water horse.
Kelpie. It is a kelpie, not a kelpie, a kelpie. Kelpie.
C, a dragon, or D, a goblin. So, mythology, obviously not real. A kelpie. Kelpie the giant, kelpie the horse, kelpie the dragon, kelpie the goblin. For me, it's shouting goblin. I feel like it doesn't sound like a big enough person to be a giant. Doesn't sound cute enough to be a horse, doesn't sound scary enough to be a dragon, so the only mischievous one left is a goblin, so mischievous kelpie. I'm going to say D, goblin. And question 16, what is the largest lake in Scotland? Is it A, the Loch Ness, B, the Loch Lomond, or C, the Loch Ow?
Loch Lomond. Lomond. Lomond makes it sound so posh. I am going to Loch Lomond today. Like it's Loch Lomond. Lomond. Like, I'm not making fun because I can't pronounce words properly either, and especially if it's a word that you've never seen before. Like, I definitely do struggle myself. I just think with your accent, like, it's really quite funny, like, how you pronounce them. So, I'm definitely not making fun, I just find it funny because of the way you say it in your accent.
I feel like the Loch Ness isn't actually a lake. I feel like that's the Loch Ness Monster, but I'm not sure if it actually is an actual lake. Loch Lomond and Loch Au. I'm going to say B, Loch Lomond. So yeah.
Okay, so it's Loch Ness, Loch Lomond, and Loch O. You don't pronounce the E is silent. Don't ask me why, but the E is silent. So it goes Loch O. And this isn't giving the answer away, but the Loch Ness Monster may be a myth. It may be real, who knows? But I can 100% guarantee you that the Loch Ness, as in the actual lake, does exist, because I have family from Inverness and Loch Ness is located in Inverness, obviously it's in the name. So I've been along to that lake so many times in my life, and when I was younger I used to go up there looking for the Loch Ness Monster, and I have a lot of memories within there. And even to this day, it's still like a big massive thing. Like, people still go up there every year and they go looking for Nessie in the hopes that you might catch a glimpse, you know. But yeah, I can definitely confirm to you that the Loch Ness is a real lake in Scotland. It exists. Nessie, I'm kind of on the fence about. Kind of on the fence. Well, I actually really did enjoy this, and I really hope that Brandon had fun when he was filming his part 2. So, apart from pronouncing a couple things wrong, which is completely natural because I do it on a daily basis, but overall I would say you've done really well, and considering that I've admitted throughout it that I didn't know some of the answers personally until I had to do like a lot of research to these questions, I would say that especially because you're not from Scotland and you don't know many people that's from Scotland, I'd say you've done actually really well, especially when it's like your first time like doing something like this. So let me add up your answers and we shall see what you got. The scores are in. Brandon, you got 8 out of 16 questions. And considering that I struggled myself, if I was to do this off the top of my noggin, I probably wouldn't have even got 8, to be fair. So yeah, I really did enjoy this. So thank you so much to Brandon for 1, the idea, 2, for the collab, and having me on your channel again. I'm not on here very often, so I never get to see you guys that often, but I hope you all had a lovely and wonderful new year, and I hope to see you again later on in this year, because me and Brandon are kind of like keeping it on the low, keeping it on the hush hush, but we are planning a good few collabs for this year, so you'll be seeing a lot more of moi on my channel and his channel. But before you leave, make sure to give this video, I cannot speak. Make sure you guys give this video a big old thumbs up because it does help out Brendan a lot. Leave a comment and tell me how many you got right. What you know? Do you know anyone from Scotland? Have you ever visited Scotland? What do you know about Scotland? Comment a fact. Comment what you like about it. Just comment something to do with Scotland. And if you are new here, then do not forget to go down below and then subscribe to Brandon and turn on the little bell and you can know about every single time that he makes a new video. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace out! Lou out.